The world of influencer luxury and high-stakes romance didn't just crumble. It detonated in a mushroom cloud of scandal, blood, and betrayal that has sent shockwaves from the turquoise waters of Zanzibar to every corner of the internet. Stop everything you are doing because the nightmare we all feared has been confirmed in the most gruesome, heart-stopping way possible. Joe McCann, the man who claimed to be a grieving fiancé, the man who wept for the cameras, the man who tried to play the victim in his own twisted horror movie, has been intercepted and arrested in connection with the brutal, senseless murder of the radiant Ashley Jeane. This isn't just a headline. It is a tectonic shift in the celebrity landscape that proves the monsters we see in movies are living among us, wearing designer clothes and flashing pearly white smiles. We are talking about a cold-blooded execution masked as a vacation, a desperate flight for freedom that ended in handcuffs, and a web of lies so thick it took international authorities to tear it down. Tonight, the mask doesn't just slip. It is ripped off to reveal a predator who thought he could outrun the law and the ghost of the woman he swore to protect. The details emerging right now are so graphic, so emotionally violent, and so utterly demonic that they will haunt your dreams. From secret mistresses to a frantic run for the border, this is the explosive truth Joe McCann tried to kill along with Ashley. You cannot turn away. You cannot blink, because the evidence we are about to reveal will change everything you thought you knew about love, fame, and the ultimate betrayal. The truth isn't just coming out, it's screaming. The silence of that Zanzibar villa wasn't peace. It was the sound of a life being extinguished while the man she loved watched the clock. We are peeling back the curtain on a crime so calculated it makes your blood run cold. Insiders are now leaking the final frantic text messages Ashley sent just minutes before the incident, and they are a scream for help from a woman who knew her time was up. "He's not who I thought." One message reads, sent to a close friend at 2:14 a.m. "I found the second phone. I found the money. He's losing it. I'm scared to leave the room." These aren't just words. They are a digital death warrant. While the world was told Ashley was struggling with her mental health, the reality was a high-stakes confrontation over Joe's secret life. A life funded by shadows and built on the ultimate deception. Leaked security footage from the resort lobby shows Joe McCann pacing like a caged animal just an hour before the 911 call was placed. He isn't crying. He isn't distraught. He is cold, calculating, and looking at the exit. Then the explosion. Staff members have come forward in secret, terrified for their lives, claiming they heard Ashley screaming. Not for mercy but for the truth. "Tell me her name. Tell me why you brought me here." The walls of that luxury suite couldn't hide the sound of a relationship turning into a crime scene. And then the chilling silence that Charleston White warned us about. That silence wasn't a tragedy. It was a cleanup operation. The bombshells don't stop there. We have obtained exclusive reports that the suicide note found at the scene wasn't even in Ashley's handwriting. Forensic experts are already whispering the word forgery. Joe McCann didn't just allegedly take her life. He tried to steal her dignity by making the world believe she gave up on herself. But Ashley was a fighter, and the bruises found on her arms, bruises Joe claimed were from rough play or clumsiness, tell a story of a desperate, violent struggle for survival. She fought for every breath while he allegedly prepared his exit strategy. The betrayal goes deeper than anyone imagined. While Joe was playing the heartbroken fiancé on Instagram, posting tributes that racked up millions of likes, he was caught on a hidden ring camera at a private airport just 48 hours after her death. He wasn't mourning. He was laughing. He was seen hugging a mystery woman, the very woman Ashley allegedly discovered on that secret phone. This isn't just a murder. It's a replacement. The audacity of this man to stand over her casket while planning a new life with the woman who triggered the fatal argument is a level of evil that defies human comprehension. Social media is in a state of absolute, unmitigated carnage. Ashley's fans are blacking out their profiles, demanding justice for Ashley, with a ferocity that has crashed servers. But the real fire is coming from within Joe's own circle. A former business partner has broken their NDA in a viral tear-streaked TikTok, claiming Joe had been practicing his alibi for weeks. "He asked me once how hard it was to get a body out of the country." The partner sobbed to 3 million live viewers. "I thought it was a sick joke. Now I know I was talking to a murderer." The digital footprint Joe thought he erased is screaming the truth from the grave. Investigators have reportedly recovered deleted audio from Ashley's smartwatch, a recording she triggered the moment the argument turned physical. The audio is bone-chilling. You can hear Joe's voice, distorted with rage, shouting, "You think you can just leave me and take everything? You think I'm going to let you ruin me?" Followed by the sound of glass shattering and a muffled plea for help that cuts off abruptly. This isn't just evidence. It's a haunting. And the celebrity reactions? They are fueling the fire. A major A-list rapper, who was once close friends with Joe, posted a cryptic story that sent the internet into a tailspin. "I saw the bruises months ago. He told me she fell. I should have said something. God forgive me." The guilt is eating the industry alive as everyone realizes they were complicit in a tragedy that was hiding in plain sight. But while celebrities post emojis, Joe McCann was making his move. The chase was cinematic in its desperation. Joe didn't just walk to the police station. He tried to disappear into the thin air of a neighboring country. Reports suggest he used 3 different vehicles and a series of fixers to navigate the border. He thought his money could buy him a new identity, a new life, and a clean slate. He thought he was smarter than the grief-stricken family and the relentless investigators. But he forgot one thing. Ashley's mother never stopped digging. The confrontation at the border was a scene of pure chaos. When the authorities finally surrounded his vehicle, Joe didn't surrender. He had a total psychotic breakdown, clawing at the upholstery and screaming that it was an accident, before switching gears and blaming dark forces in the industry for framing him. The narcissism was on full display as he demanded his lawyer and a private room, while the handcuffs were slapped onto his wrists. But here is the twist that will make your jaw hit the floor. As Joe was being processed, a secondary arrest was made. A woman, hidden behind dark sunglasses and a designer scarf, was taken into custody at the same time. The other woman, the mistress Ashley found out about. And she isn't just a witness. She's being charged as an accomplice. The theory: this wasn't a crime of passion. It was a partnership. They wanted her out of the way so they could step into her spotlight and her bank account. Every single second of this story is more terrifying than the last. We are talking about a premeditated hit on a woman who thought she was going on a romantic getaway to save her marriage. Instead, she was walking into a trap set by the 2 people she should have been able to trust the most. The levels of deception are astronomical. The grief Joe showed on camera? A rehearsed performance. The struggles Ashley supposedly had? Lies planted in the press months in advance to build a narrative of instability. As we dig deeper, we found that Joe had been liquidating Ashley's assets for weeks before they even left for Zanzibar. He was draining her financially and emotionally, until there was nothing left but her physical presence. And that was the final thing he needed to remove. This is a masterclass in villainy. But as the investigation intensifies, a secret recording from the mistress's phone has just been leaked, and what she says about Ashley's final moments will leave you paralyzed with fear. The walls are closing in on Joe McCann, and the witnesses he thought he bought are starting to talk. The luxury lifestyle, the viral fame, the perfect couple goals. It was all a blood-soaked facade. And just when you think you've heard the worst of it, a new piece of evidence has surfaced from the villa's plumbing system that suggests the accident was far more graphic than the police originally reported. The world is watching, the receipts are out, and the fiancé of the year is currently sitting in a jail cell, staring at the ceiling, realizing that no amount of followers can save him from the truth of what happened in that room. But the biggest question remains. If Joe didn't act alone, how many other people in the industry knew that Ashley Jeane was living on borrowed time? The shadow of this crime is stretching over some of the biggest names in Hollywood. And as the clock ticks, the first name has just been named in an official deposition, and it's someone you would never, ever suspect. The horror is only beginning, and as Joe McCann prepares for his first court appearance, the leaked photos of his escape kit reveal something so disturbing it confirms he never planned on Ashley coming back alive. You need to brace yourselves because what we found in his trunk is the smoking gun that turns this from a murder case into a full-blown conspiracy that goes all the way to the top. This isn't just about a broken heart. It's about a broken system that let a killer walk among us. And the next revelation will change the way you look at every celebrity couple on your feed forever. The smoking gun found in Joe McCann's trunk wasn't just a passport. It was a literal murder blueprint, scrawled on the back of a luxury resort itinerary. We are talking about a handwritten list of steps that included disable camera, check pulse, and clear browser history. This wasn't a crime of passion. It was a cold, calculated business transaction. While Joe was sitting in that interrogation room trying to play the confused and grieving partner, the forensic team was busy uncovering a digital trail of blood that leads straight to a high-end offshore account. It turns out Joe hadn't just been cheating, he had been embezzling. Over $2 million of Ashley's hard-earned brand deal money had been funneled into a crypto wallet owned by his mistress, and Ashley had finally connected the dots the morning of her death. The betrayal becomes more sickeningly intimate with every leaked document. We've gained access to a series of secret recordings from Joe's own dashboard camera, captured just days before the trip. In the audio, Joe is heard speaking to an unidentified male, rumored to be a high-ranking industry fixer, and his voice is devoid of any emotion. "She's getting suspicious," Joe says, his tone as flat as a gravestone. "If she audits the accounts, we're all done. Zanzibar is the only way. It has to look like she couldn't handle the pressure." The fixer's response? "Make sure the note is convincing. Use her history against her." This confirms the most terrifying theory. The industry itself didn't just watch this happen, they helped script it. As the news of the fixer recording hit the internet, the celebrity world went into a full-scale meltdown. Twitter wars have erupted between influencers who defended Joe and those who claimed they knew he was off from the start. One viral thread, which has already gained 5 million retweets, details a party 3 months ago where Joe was seen testing different sedative-laced drinks on himself. The theory? He was measuring dosages to ensure Ashley wouldn't be able to fight back when the time came. The depravity of this man knows no bounds. He was literally practicing for her murder while she was posting "love of my life" captions on their anniversary photos. The emotional breakdown of the century occurred just hours ago when Joe's own mother gave a tearful televised interview from her doorstep. But it wasn't a defense of her son. She dropped a nuclear-level revelation. "Joe called me from the villa," she sobbed. "He didn't ask how I was. He asked if I still had the old heavy-duty cleaning supplies in the garage, and how to get organic stains out of white silk." The collective gasp from the public was deafening. Even his own blood is turning against him as the evidence becomes impossible to ignore. This isn't just a trial anymore. It's an exorcism of a monster who lived in the spotlight. Inside the prison walls, sources say Joe is losing his mind. He's reportedly refusing to eat anything that isn't prepackaged, claiming the guards are out to get him, and that he's a political prisoner. He's been seen pacing his cell, reciting his old YouTube intros as if he's still filming for his millions of followers. It's a pathetic, hollow display of a man whose ego is still trying to edit his own reality. But while he's playing the victim in his cell, the other woman, the accomplice mistress, has reportedly started singing like a canary. She's allegedly offered to give up the names of every person who helped Joe hide the money in exchange for a plea deal. And the names she's dropping are sending shockwaves through the executive offices of major record labels. The social media chaos has reached a boiling point. Fans have tracked down the mystery mistress's private Instagram and discovered photos of her wearing Ashley's jewelry that was reported missing months ago. The audacity to wear a dead woman's diamonds while she was still alive is a level of psychological warfare that has the internet calling for the harshest possible punishment. A Justice for Ashley protest is currently forming outside the courthouse, and the energy is volatile. People aren't just angry, they are seeking blood. They want to see the prince of content stripped of his crown and his freedom forever. But wait, the twists are getting darker. A leaked autopsy report from a second, private examiner hired by Ashley's family has just hit the dark web, and it contradicts everything the Zanzibar officials first claimed. According to this new report, there were traces of a rare, fast-acting paralytic in Ashley's system. She wasn't just struggling to breathe. She was physically unable to move while she was being staged. Imagine the horror, being fully conscious, looking into the eyes of the man you loved, and being unable to scream as he arranged your suicide. It is the stuff of pure nightmares, and it proves Joe McCann is not just a killer, but a sadist who wanted her to feel every second of her own end. The confrontation in the courtroom during the preliminary hearing was absolute fire. When Joe was let in, Ashley's brother jumped the gallery screaming, Look at what you did. Look at her." Before being tackled by 6 bailiffs, Joe didn't even flinch. He looked at the cameras and winked. A wink. That single gesture has become the most hated image on the internet, a symbol of his total lack of remorse and his belief that he is still the main character in a twisted game. He thinks this is just another storytime video he can clickbait his way out of. Leaked emails between Joe and his legal team show a desperate attempt to frame a third-party intruder. They were planning to plant a local worker's DNA at the scene to distract from Joe's involvement. They had even scouted a fall guy, a low-level resort employee, and were prepared to pay off his family to have him take the blame. The level of corruption is staggering. It wasn't just a murder. It was a conspiracy to ruin an innocent man's life just to keep Joe's brand intact. But the fixer they hired, he's the one who turned over the recordings. In the end, there is no loyalty among thieves, and Joe is finding out that when the money stops flowing, the secrets start pouring. Celebrity reactions have turned from shock to pure, unadulterated rage. A legendary supermodel who once vacationed with the couple posted a video of herself burning every gift Joe ever gave her. "He is a void where a human should be," she said, her voice shaking with fury. Meanwhile, more insiders are coming forward with stories of Joe's dark side. The way he would berate Ashley behind closed doors if her photos didn't get enough engagement. The way he controlled her every move under the guise of protecting her brand. The image of the supportive fiancé has been burned to a crisp, replaced by the reality of a domestic tyrant. Now, a new piece of evidence has just been uncovered from a GoPro camera that was hidden in a decorative plant in the villa. The footage hasn't been released to the public yet, but those who have seen the transcript say it captures the exact moment the suicide was staged. It allegedly shows Joe and the mistress working together, moving the furniture and practicing the discovery of the body. They were rehearsing the crime while Ashley was still alive in the next room. This isn't just a bombshell. It's a total annihilation of any possible defense Joe could ever mount. As we stand on the precipice of the most explosive trial in history, a final chilling detail has emerged from the prison's mailroom. Joe received a letter yesterday, no return address, just a single photograph of Ashley from their wedding rehearsal, with the eyes cut out. The message on the back? "We saw everything." This implies there is a witness we haven't even heard from yet. Someone who was in that villa, someone who stayed in the shadows, and someone who is ready to deliver the final fatal blow to Joe McCann's lies. The true horror of what happened in Zanzibar is about to be revealed, and it involves a secret guest that no one, not even Joe, knew was watching. The secret guest was the third eye Joe never saw coming. A high-tech, motion-activated nanny cam Ashley had hidden inside a designer teddy bear just 48 hours before they landed in Zanzibar. She knew. She knew the end was coming, and she turned her own death into the ultimate sting operation. We have seen the leaked transcripts of that footage, and it is a descent into pure, unadulterated hell. The video reportedly shows Joe McCann and his mistress standing over a paralyzed, wide-eyed Ashley, discussing her market value in death versus her liability in life. If she stays alive, she takes the house, the cars, and the reputation, the mistress whispers on the tape. If she goes now, we inherit the legacy. This wasn't a crime of passion. It was a cold-blooded corporate takeover of a human life. The explosion of this footage onto the internet has caused a literal blackout in certain influencer circles. We are seeing a mass exodus of friends who are deleting every trace of Joe McCann from their feeds, but the internet archives everything. Leaked DMs show that at least 3 other major content creators were in a group chat with Joe where he joked about how easy it would be to stage a tragedy for the views. These creators are now being subpoenaed as accessories after the fact. The influencer industrial complex is being dismantled brick by brick, and the foundation is soaked in Ashley's blood. This isn't just a murder trial. It is a reckoning for a culture that values engagement over human pulse. The social media wars have turned into actual physical standoffs. Outside the prison where Joe is being held, a rival gang of clout chasers tried to film a break-in stunt, only to be met by a wall of Ashley's supporters in a scene of absolute violent chaos. The police had to use tear gas to disperse a crowd that was screaming for Joe to be handed over to street justice. Inside, Joe's mental state has officially hit rock bottom. Reports from the infirmary claim he was found trying to edit his own skin with a sharpened plastic spoon, carving the word innocent into his arm as if he could manifest a new reality through self-mutilation. It's a grotesque display of a man who has lost his grip on the narrative and is now trying to destroy the only thing he has left: his body. But the biggest betrayal was yet to come. The other woman, the mistress who was supposed to be his partner in crime, has officially signed a deal that effectively buries Joe alive. In exchange for total immunity, she has turned over a burned folder containing years of Joe's dirty secrets, including evidence that Ashley wasn't his first victim. The folder contains details of a missing ex-girlfriend from 5 years ago whose disappearance was always treated as a runaway case. The mistress claims Joe bragged about perfecting the craft of making women vanish. This turns Joe McCann from a singular murderer into a potential serial predator who used the cover of Celebrity Travel to hunt in plain sight. Celebrity reactions have reached a fever pitch of disgust. A world-famous pop star, who once had Joe in a music video, released a statement saying, "We invited a shark into our homes and called it a friend. We traded Ashley's safety for aesthetic photos. The guilt is a poison spreading through Hollywood. Even the fixer who was supposed to help Joe escape has gone missing, with rumors circulating that he was silenced by the very industry executives who didn't want their names associated with Joe's financial crimes. The body count is rising, and the trial hasn't even reached opening statements. The leaked autopsy photos, which should have never seen the light of day, have been circulating on the dark web, and they reveal a final heartbreaking detail. Ashley wasn't just fighting for herself. The toxicology report shows she was in the very early stages of pregnancy. Joe McCann didn't just kill his fiancée, he extinguished his own bloodline. The revelation of the unborn child has turned even the most neutral observers into vengeful advocates for the maximum penalty. The Prince of Drama is now the Butcher of Zanzibar, and there is no PR firm on earth that can spin a double homicide of a mother and child. As the court date approaches, the prosecution has announced they are seeking the death penalty, a move supported by a petition with over 10 million signatures. Joe's legal team has completely abandoned him, citing irreconcilable differences, after Joe reportedly tried to bribe the lead attorney with future earnings from a Netflix documentary. He is truly alone, a king of a kingdom of dirt, sitting in a cell that smells of bleach and failure. The mistress, meanwhile, has been relocated to a witness protection program, leaving Joe to face the gallows of public opinion and the literal hand of the law by himself. The final twist in this saga is the discovery of Ashley's living will, which was updated just days before her death. In a final act of defiance from beyond the grave, she left everything: the millions, the mansions, the intellectual property, not to Joe, but to a foundation for victims of domestic surveillance and narcissistic abuse. She knew he was coming for her money, and she made sure that even if he took her life, he would never touch a cent of her legacy. It is the ultimate gotcha from the woman he thought he had silenced. The internet is currently a graveyard of Joe McCann's career. Every video, every post, every vlog is being flagged and removed, erasing him from the digital world he worked so hard to conquer. He is being deleted in real time. But the memory of Ashley Jeane is becoming a monument. She is no longer just an influencer. She is a martyr for the truth in an era of fake news. The final scene of this horror movie won't be a red carpet. It will be a cold, sterile room where Joe McCann finally answers for the silence he created. The world is holding its breath for the televised trial, which is expected to be the most watched event in history. They aren't tuning in for the gossip anymore. They are tuning in to see the monster fall. The evidence is insurmountable, the betrayals are complete, and the clock has finally run out for the man who thought he could kill for clout. This is the end of the line, the final frame, the ultimate, the end, for a man who forgot that while you can edit a video, you can never ever edit the truth out of the universe. As the lights go down on this chapter, the ghost of Ashley Jeane is the only one left standing in the spotlight. She won. Even in death, she unmasked the devil and saved countless others from falling into the same designer-clad trap. The story of Joe McCann isn't a success story. It's a warning. Look closely at the people you follow. Look closer at the people you love. Because sometimes the person holding the camera is the one pulling the trigger. The final revelation has been made, the arrest has been finalized, and now the only thing left is the justice that is coming like a freight train. This is the moment where we stop being spectators and start being a movement. We cannot let Ashley Jeane's name be forgotten in the sea of celebrity headlines. We cannot let monsters like Joe McCann think they can hide behind a ring light and a blue checkmark. If this story chilled you to the bone, if you feel the fire for justice burning in your chest, then you have to act right now. The truth is a fragile thing, and the industry is trying to bury it as we speak. Do not let them. Hit that subscribe button like your life depends on it, because we are the only ones brave enough to bring you the raw, unfiltered, bloodstained truth that the mainstream media is too terrified to touch. Like this video to show the world that we stand with Ashley. Comment justice down below to flood the algorithms, and make sure this story stays at the top of every feed. If you stay silent, you are part of the cover-up. Don't let the fixers win. Share this everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Scream it from the digital rooftops. We are the jury now, and the verdict is clear. Stay tuned, stay loud, and stay dangerous to the liars. We are just getting started.